Hey everybody, this is Kohdok here, and today is my birthday, and for my birthday I got myself the single rarest item in the Bakugan Battle Planet line that is currently available for sale, that being the Diamond Maxotaur 3-pack. The Bakugan, Diamond Bakugan are sort of an interesting case for release, because it turns out that they're basically only in the first run of a few packs of each wave. Makes me a little worried that I'm not really going to see any diamonds on the East Coast, because I imagine that the West Coast probably ate up a bunch of those first runs, so we'll have to see if anything changes. But this is a Wave 1 set, which came in the first few cases of starters, and we're pretty exclusive. This is apparently the true, like, chase set that they have out right now. It is the, I probably overpaid for it. I mean, it's my birthday, so I might as well splurge a little bit, but there's a chance you paid more than this for me. There's a chance you paid less. If you bought it in the store, you definitely paid less. Anyway, let's take a look at it. We, of course, have Diamond Ventus Maxotaur, Diamond Ventus Trucks, and Diamond Chaos Pegasus. This is currently the only Diamond Chaos available, and this is actually a little weird now that I look at it. Like, why is Diamond Maxotaur the thing in here? Because that makes this the only starter pack that contains two Bakugan of the same attribute. It also, I'm a bit surprised that they did Maxotaur and not, like, Howlcore, Lightning's partner character, because, you know, if they had done, like, Howlcore for the Bakugan Ultra instead, you know, the first wave of diamonds would have made the Team Awesome ones, and right now, Darkus has 0 diamonds in the set. It will eventually get Garganoid and Nilius, but that's going to be several packs down the line, whereas right now, Ventus has 3. Pyrus has 1, Chaos has 1, Aquos has 2. Ventus has 3 diamonds right now, and they went with Diamond Maxotaur, which, I mean, I know there's, like, the Diamond Maxotaur card, which is, like, the rarest diamond card. I believe it's the only diamond that's an awesome rare. It's also the worst diamond in the game, which, again, makes it really puzzling. Actually, maybe it's not the worst. Maybe Hyderus Ultra Diamond is the worst, but, not that great. But one thing that is interesting about this is that it does get custom packaging. You can see down here it says Diamond Maxotaur. We have the complexity gauge, all you need to brawl, and show off to your friends. You, of course, have the Baku cores, the Helix and Magic Shield, I assume, go with, actually, that might go with Trucks, actually. I don't know if Maxotaur uses those as well. I know Trucks does. Anyway, on the reverse here, yeah, we have another picture of the Diamond Bakugan, although these are the prototype versions, whereas you can see the art depiction of Maxotaur Diamond is very different from the reality we get. The Ultras still seem to have large chunks of them in still the standard plastic color. I'm wondering if that's to maybe conceal the gizmos inside, but I think part of the fun of having these sorts of transparent characters is the chance to look inside and see what sorts of things you're getting. So let's have a look inside. Alright, and here we have our Diamond set. Now, these starter packs are supposed to come with 1 ability card per Bakugan, but as is typical of Diamond sets, they come with their Diamond characters. They also come with the character cards. However, I have already gone over Pegasus and Trucks in the past. I've used them in videos. I actually have not obtained a regular version of Ventus Maxotaur Ultra. Ventus Maxotaur Ultra is a 305, so I know I made a joke about Ventus damage before, although this is the only guy I've seen to have a damage stat that high in Ventus, although that means, as far as raw stats are concerned, he's stronger than Dragonoid, so, kind of a big guy there. And we have them curled up, of course, in their clear forms, like Pegatrix is a bit difficult to make out. One thing you will notice is that they actually use different color schemes on these Bakugan, and for Pegatrix and Trucks, at least, I have the regular versions that we can use to dare to compare. Now, they also come with some cores here. Maxotaur Ultra comes with Shield plus 250 and Fist minus 3. Fist minus 3, I don't know if the ones that reduce damage are really that great. The plus 250 shield isn't as good as you can get. You can get one as high as 300. So, mediocre overall. Pegatrix gets the plus 100B Pyrus and Chaos plus 3 damage, and the plus 150B plus 1 damage. So, I'm using one of these in my current deck that involves Pegatrix in my Awesome Ones deck, the Chaos and Pyrus one. This one is just sort of an inferior version of plus 150B plus 2 damage. I don't know why you'd run that one instead. And then we have Trucks, who gets minus 500B Magic Shield. If I'd been running regular Trucks instead of Trucks Ultra, this is what I would be running to be the thing that trips up my opponent, although I think you can get as high as negative 650. So as big a negative as you can slam your opponent with, just put it right in front of all the cores they've been setting up for themselves to be a real nuisance. And a Helix minus 100B plus 4 damage. Again, not really sure why I would want to use that when there are clearly better options out there for the Helix slot. So for something that's supposed to be so fancy and exclusive, it's a fairly mediocre setup. We also have the character cards. We have Trucks Diamond, 3 energy to make it a 703, which is Victor, you may energize the top card of your deck. So its ability is a slightly better version of Trucks Ultra. The problem with Diamond Trucks is that it cannot further evolve into something else. And in fact, Titan Trucks, which I think costs only 1 or 2 more energy, actually has that effect doubled. So Diamond Trucks, maybe not so great. Pegatrix, 6 energy for a 12-6. That 1206, that is terrible. It has no additional ability. Titan Pegatrix still has the fist bonus ability, which makes it good. So this is another one that's not that great. And Diamond Maxotaur Ultra is the worst diamond in the game. Or either the worst or the second worst. Diamond Hyderus Ultra gives it a run for its money because it has really bad stats for a cost of 9. Diamond Maxotaur Ultra, it's a cost 10 card. That automatically makes it really bad. There is not really any good way to get this card into play except for shooting the dice with Dan. And if I wanted to do that, why wouldn't I just run Titan Dragonoid, who becomes a 3012 for literally half the cost? I think this is why Maxotaur was put in the Ultra Pack, is because his Diamond card is an awesome rare. That's super rare for pretty much any other game. But it's not a very good card. It only has 1500 power at cost 10. There are Bakugan with way lower costs than that can meet him in power. The 15 damage seems nice, but at the point of the game where you could play him, there's no way your opponent will be able to, you'll need to deal that much damage to your opponent, unless you've just been whiffing it really hard. But yeah, anyway, let's take a look at these things in their closed forms. Dare to compare. So let's start with Diamond Pegatrix here, and you can see I've positioned it a bit in an awkward way, because something I've noticed about the Diamond cores is that they actually have different secondary colors from the base characters. This is because a lot of the base characters actually sort of share color schemes, like both Aquos and Heos have this sort of blue on them in some places, have any sort of blue on there. So they use they actually give these Bakugan the primary colors and use them as the secondary colors instead on the Diamond, so that there's no mistaking which attribute this thing comes from. Otherwise, you could easily mistake this for like an old-fashioned like translucent Heos Bakugan. Although the fact that they have this, they actually have the primary color scheme stamp ready, kind of makes me wish that they could have printed the actual plastic in the Heos Teal. And I know the Heos Teal exists because Serpentes Ultra has the pieces of plastic that match this color. I would love to see reverse color return. Like I said, any sort of like alternate decorations, like reverse color Bakugan. They can come with like special cards. Maybe they could have an extra face on them to confirm that they work with the other cards that there are. But yeah, Diamond Pegatrix, you can see it has a couple streaks of the Heos green on it, sort of on the side here to complement the regular Heos Pegatrix. Although unfortunately, because it's of its sort of slightly opaque clear plastic, the detail doesn't poke out quite as well. But I love that there are alternative color schemes already. Like I said, I hope we see more. But you can actually see a little bit in there. You can see some more of the Heos Teal. You can see some of the Heos kind of sky blue hiding out in there. I can see Pegatrix's horn. It's always nice to be able to see a little bit on the inside here. So let's see how it looks opened up. How do you like that? Yeah, I've been practicing spinning Pegatrix because I plan on using it in an actual game. So one thing I am noticing is that the internal components, like the legs and the head, they do share the same color scheme as the Bakugan that they represent. It's just this outer color scheme here that has different coloration to make it stand out against the others. Although I think Diamond Dragonoid also had a lot more red parts to it to make it distinct that it was Pyrus and not using some of the Aquos International Orange. So getting a good look here, we can easily compare the two. They have the same sorts of color schemes there, the same Chaos Teal in around the arms. We have the same blue on the feet, the horns. We have the eyeball, which is again perfectly and completely molded. And what this Chaos Pegatrix, this Diamond Pegatrix does is allows us to take a look inside. Like we can see the magnet mechanism, and I bet if I detach the core, oh, I guess we can't really see the spring from out here, but we can see some of the internal components. It's a very, very basic kind of strut system we have in there. Maybe if I get enough duplicates of something, I'll actually dismantle one and we'll take a look inside. But we, of course, have the wings, which are distinct from the one of regular Chaos Pegatrix due to the white color scheme. Same with the tail, which has the white color scheme instead of the typical Chaos Green, although we again have the V-Power on the butt, 500, just like the regular one. We have a lot of the molding, but that's, I think, probably the only real weakness of the Diamond, is that a lot of the nice detail that on Chaos Pegatrix really pops gets kind of obliterated by the Diamond. But still, the fact that it's you know, that's a sort of clear exclusive item, I think Bakugan has the right idea when it comes to making these sorts of special treatments. Like I said, as long as they keep it reined in, I'd love to see more stuff that behaves like this in the future. Anyways, let's move on. And here we have Ventus Trucks and Ventus Diamond Trucks. Again, you can see with Diamond Trucks here, rather than being rendered in the typical Ventus lime green and yellow, it is instead all in the dark green, the dark sort of bluish green that makes up the core plastic. Again, an example of how the secondary features are painted in the primary colors. Flipping it around a bit, though, we can see some of the typical Ventus citrus green and yellow, the way they have it on regular trucks. You can kind of see how they both compare here. Again, this is to establish that this thing is in fact Ventus and cannot be confused for like Chaos or Pyrus. Pyrus uses the green accents as well, which are designed to contrast and pop against them. Trox is pretty basic here. Trox is just sort of a Pac-Man, so very basic stuff. Let's get him open. Yeah, I totally meant to do that. So anyway, here we have Diamond Ventus Trucks and regular Ventus Trucks. Hey, Pac-Man, meet Mr. Pac-Man. But if he's Mr. Pac-Man, what does that make me? Ha ha ha, you silly goose. Anyway, as you can see, again, with Diamond Trucks, it does slightly obliterate the detail. I mean, you can see definitely for sure how the eyes are custom painted for regular trucks, but maybe not so much for Diamond Trucks. It's actually a little difficult, at least from here for me, to sort of make out the yellow that is on those eyes. But otherwise, again, it's really nice. I do like the choice of the unpolished plastic look that they have for the Diamond Bakugan. I mean, it would be neat to see them like totally 100% clear, but the way they have it, it still makes the Bakugan have a bit of a sense of weight, which I think is nice. Not to mention, makes them a whole lot easier to photograph. But again, we have that mix on the back and the sides here. It's the core Ventus green, and yet on the hands, the feet, the tail, it's all that same sort of citrus green with the yellow eyes. So very, 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 very distinctly Ventus look. It's very nice to see this, but like I said, the detail on the face is a little bit obliterated, but it still has that very nice quality to it. I love the plastic choice they made with Diamond. I mean, it would be interesting to see how one of these looked with like fully, truly transparent plastic. Maybe that's something that they're working on in the future, but I think the production model Diamonds all look really nice so far. And here we have Diamond Ventus Maxotaur Ultra. I do not have a regular Ventus Maxotaur Ultra, so we're going to have to make do with the Aurelus one from the review here, the nice and silver one. Although this is nice. These, I believe, are supposed to be the two types of Bakugan that are most difficult to find, the Diamond and the Aurelus. I know with Aurelus, it's supposed to be like 1 in 16, so the singles of the Aurelus are a little difficult to find. However, Aurelus itself hasn't really been that challenging, especially since it's been coming in like booster packs and the 3 packs and stuff like that. Maybe they just mean that it's going to be less common and those sorts of things. Now, unlike the other diamonds, it looks like Diamond Maxotaur Ultra hasn't traded any of its color scheme. It still has a lot of the citrus green on the sides that you see in your typical Ventus, and I figure that's because the actual core body here with his head, where all the jumping in the spring is all housed, you could see the base right there. It's still the core Ventus green. This, to my understanding, from what I can tell, this was a last-minute change to give it that to change the Ultra Bakugan into the sort of the hard plastic that makes up the regular one. I don't know if it was like a weakness issue concerning the clear plastic. Clear plastic is known to be a tad on the brittle side, and it couldn't handle like the large spring or something like that, or if it's just they wanted to disguise the components inside because this works a bit differently from the other Bakugan. Either way, it has the effect of making it look a bit silly. It looks more like a Baku Mutation Bakugan than a Diamond Bakugan, although it's going to be nice to see how those diamond horns look. Yeah, I guess that flip is kind of the best we can hope to get out of Maxotaur Ultra, especially considering that you have to unfold his feet to get him to go. But here is Diamond Maxotaur Ultra. He actually looks a little bit different from his card. The card actually sort of leaves his horns as the solid green, so it's a bit interesting to see some of the discrepancies here. Still, it's kind of cool to have like the crystal horns on this guy, the same way we have like the metal horns on the Aurelus Maxotaur. So seeing those crystal horns on there is a very neat touch. I gotta say though, the sheer amount of basic Ventus Maxotaur that's in this structure has been really distracting. I think it's one of the reasons that people have sought after the core diamonds so much more, is because the bodies of the core diamonds are completely diamond. There's nothing like really disrupting it. Like the diamond dragonoids I know have been in really high demand, whereas I have still found diamond Hydra sitting on store shelves. So it's pretty clear where the demand is on this. I hope they can figure out how to make the Ultras work in the full diamond form. Like the Dragonoid Ultra that I saw at Toy Fair, it was an Ultra Bakugan that was fully diamond, or maybe I missed the small portion that would not have been diamond, although that would have been more like the tail, wouldn't it? Same with the Darkest Garganoid Ultra. It would just be that little spot at the end of the tail would be the only part that needed any kind of special treatment. So hopefully the future generations of Diamond Ultra Bakugan will be able to get rid of all of this ugliness right here and give us the full diamond experience that I think all of us have come to expect. But again, we see a lot of the Ventus lime green. The feet are actually molded in a special lime green plastic, so it's clear that they have the Pantone colors matched both for paint and for plastic, which still makes me wonder why they haven't done the inverted color scheme Bakugan yet. That's the thing I'm petitioning for. Bring back inverted Bakugan. Because it's clear that they're going to have translucent Bakugan make a return. They've at least made like a special promo set that has a translucent Bakugan, and the Diamond Bakugan, although they don't behave like the clears in the original generation, they do definitely have their appeal. To my understanding, they are cosmetic. I don't know, I think I've heard they let you break the rule that limits you to one copy of each Bakugan, as they count as a separate character. They count as having a different name, I suppose. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. Ventus Knight was a bit unclear when you talked about it. Like, the exception is Diamond Bakugan. Does that mean I can carry both a regular Chaos Pegatrix and a Diamond Chaos Pegatrix? Although it's cosmetic, so would they both be able to use the same Evo cards, or would I have to pack diamonds for them? It's confusing. But anyway, this has been fun. This, I fear, is going to be the last new Bakugan product I'm going to be able to look at for quite some time, as I only recently managed to get Wave 2, and Wave 3 hasn't even appeared on the West Coast yet, so that's going to take a while to reach me. So anyway, that is a look at the Diamond 3-pack, the Maxotaur Ultra Diamond 3-pack. This was quite a birthday treat for me. I hope it compares better than other years where I got like fake Beyblades and stuff for my birthday special. So hopefully 2019 will be a better year. Hopefully it'll be a better year for me. And until next time, this is Kohdok signing off.
Bakugan Brawl, it's a big brawl. Bakugan Brawl is for it all. Bakugan Brawl, standing tall, we're the awesome
ones. Powers in our hand, take a stand, saving everyone.